see. Am I live on my channel? Yes, I am. Hey, you guys can hear me. Let me share this out. I should use my actual webcam instead of this. Let's see. Let me share this out, people. Okay.
Dinosaurs.
Logan, we're live on YouTube. Sharing this out. Please share this out, people. Why I do it myself. Why I share. The heck? I did it glitch like that. Okay. Share that out on Twitter. And now let's do the Facebook. Let's see. Okay, copy the only. Oh, thank you for the retweet. Whoever retweeted it, I appreciate that. Let me see. Wait. Hey, Anita, how are you? I know you, so let's do that. How's it going? Don't mind me. I'm trying to share this out, so I'm not gonna be able to see the chat. But how did I get to my page? Like, I don't want to get. Well, you know, let's just. I'm a big confusion. Okay, I can just leave it there. Anyways, hey Judy, how's it going? Thank you for sharing me out. I appreciate that. Okay, let me get back to my screen here. As you guys can see behind me, there's Gabby. I found that on searching. I searched that. I should put that. Oh, you're welcome, Anita. I know you. So there's that. Wait, what was? Yeah, Discord. I need to share on. I'm not done sharing this out. Bear with me. Usually, when at the start of streams, you know, you gotta share it out somehow, alright? Hey J Mac, how's it going? Hey Jay. Let's see. Did I copy this thing? I don't know. Now I've copied it. Oh, you're welcome. No worries. I know you. That's why. So why not? I trust you. I don't get trolls that much, but let's just say I do get them from time to time. They make it interesting. But anyways, I did want to come on here and talk about Gabby because I think it's been a while. I don't know. This case just hit home with me. I hate using the word case when it comes to Gabby because by all means, she's still a person. She still is not a case. She's still a... Hey, Betty. Oh, thank you, Anita, for inviting Betty. I appreciate that. Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and don't make sure you like this out. But anyway, I did want to talk about Gabby, and it's just like continuing to unfold, you know? We get the good parking. There we go. You guys have the good parking in the blue. But like I was saying, this whole thing with Gabby, yeah, you guys are the, wait, what's the word I want to use? Blue Lives Matter. There we go. But all these things are still coming out with Gabby, and it's just, I don't know, it just hit home with me, especially after seeing the police video. So the police body cam footage, you know, just hit home for me. A lot of you guys don't know, I'm also a domestic abuse survivor, still living through it as well. So it's just crazy. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know that, Anita. I'm still getting to know everybody as well. Yeah, I just found that out on Twitter as well, that R. Kelly has been found guilty on all charges, which is about time that...
Brian's guilty on all charges?
Brian's name isn't R. Kelly, Logan.
Oh.
They haven't even found Brian yet.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, R. Kelly.
The famous UFOphile.
Yeah, that person.
The second favorite UFOphile.
Yeah, yeah, that's one. Now you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just like, it's about time that he's been found guilty after how long? It's been in the,
like 5 years.
Yeah, it's been in the court systems and way too long. Let's see. Let me do a quick Google search on this so y'all can talk. This is why I say and more, because you never know what we're gonna talk about here with me, especially when we get into a topic. But we'll get to Gabby. Don't worry about that. Just let's see, share screen. There we go. As you guys can see, R. Kelly has been finally convicted. He's been found guilty, which is about time. But as you guys can see here, he's finally been, yeah, it's about time, you know. But that's all I gotta, like, there's so much more to that story that I need to look more into. But hey, Rem.
Hey, you kind of look like Master Mako.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, Master Mako looks like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he can believe he can fly into jail. He can go meet Bubba, you know.
Wait, R. Kelly is the one who's made the song I Believe I Can.
Yeah, that was him.
I believe I can fly into the jail cell.
They can fly with Bubba. The feds always get, that's true. The feds always will get their man. They really will. And you never know when they'll get you, because they will get you eventually, you know. But he can believe he can fly with Bubba in the jail.
I can fly.
It'll be a lovely wedding between Bubba and R. Kelly, don't you think?
My favorite gay couple.
But this, everything is still this for me, you know, like this. I still in this belief, you know. Don't do that. Don't touch that. Don't put. You need it. You need it for your computer. No. It got connected. Okay, never mind. We're still good, Logan. Might have a little bit blip up. Yeah, and he can touch this guy in jail. He can go touch over there. I don't know how much touching he can do there, you know. Ooh, yummy.
Wink, wink.
Yummy in the tummy, mac and cheese.
You know what else is yummy?
What? No. Right? He's not gonna see it anymore. That's for sure, Jay.
But R. Kelly will get to find these nuts in your jaw.
Yeah, R. Kelly's gonna have a good time in prison, I'm sure, Logan. But
you look good from behind.
You guys are probably seeing my desktop right now because I'm still switching over to my. Now there's a ruckus outside.
Yeah, that's for you.
Oh, how dare you! Okay, stop video. Start video. It's okay. Why isn't it switching over to my? Oh, okay, wait. There we go. I need to switch over to my regular cam.
Your mom.
Yeah, my mom's at work. What are you talking about?
I thought she got laid off.
No. But yeah, he'll be touched by Big Bubba, alright, that's for sure. But yeah, this is why I say and more, because with us, when we're live, you never know what's gonna take place, you know?
Coom.
Logan! No!
You look like Boris Savankov. You're very boring.
Yeah, thank you. It's good, so good to know. Logan! No!
I'm sorry.
Child, I tell you. I don't know what's up with him, but I think he might need to meet Bubba.
Who's Bubba?
That's why.
That guy from Mama's Family?
No. This is R. Kelly's friend.
Oh. Let me guess, Bubba is another Ufa.
Yeah. So, this is why I say and more, because you never know what's going to happen with this channel. Yeah, see, Rep said behave, Logan.
Okay.
Okay, he's all sad now. But, like I was saying earlier, this case really has, like, touched me in the sense that, no, Logan, how dare you? That I've just become invested, and when I become invested in something, it just really, I need to find out more, you know? And I want to know more, and I want to, like, especially when it comes to, okay, backstory, I did want to get into criminal justice, like, around the time I was 20 years old, so that's about 15 years ago. And Logan, you're looking at me weird and it's making me uncomfortable. And I always wanted.
You didn't notice the teddy bear.
I did notice the teddy bear, and I always wanted to like help out those who have been parents by the teddy bear. You know, I always wanted to fight for justice, but I always thought that if I did get in criminal justice, I wouldn't be very good at it because I'll be like, no, that's wrong. This is what should be done. You know, I'll get all riled up. So I've always been interested in that and fascinated by that kind of thing about justice and cases like this, true crime. I've always been fascinated with it. And this whole thing, like I said, this whole thing with Gabby has really hit home, I guess you would say, if you want to say that. Everybody knows her story and knows what's going on pretty much. And like I said, I'm also a domestic abuse survivor. I'm a survivor of my upbringing because it wasn't the best of homes as well. And it still goes on today. So that seeing that what happened with Gabby on the police body cam really resonated with me, I guess you would say. So that also has caused me to get more invested. Yeah, I have a cousin, and I actually have cousins who are in the police force, one on Maui and one on Oahu, and Rep does have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. So I always been fascinated with that kind of side of things, like the law enforcement, the whole legal system, criminal justice, that kind of thing. I mean, granted, I may not know everything that I should know about these things, but I do know a few things, you know what I mean? And I'm the type of person when I feel passionate about something, I'm like, why? Why does it have to be this way? Why is it doing that way? Why did they say that? Why, I need to know why, And when it came to Gabby, and you typed in something but it's not showing up right away.
Huh?
You typed in something but it's not showing up right away in the chat.
Why?
I don't know, it's not there. Oh gosh, Logan, my dude. So with Gabby, it just hit home from like my own standpoint of things. A lot of people don't know that there was a point in my life where I was told that I shouldn't be on this planet anymore, as well as, I'm gonna say that part, but I shouldn't be here, kind of a thing, along with somebody else. And so I kind of, feel that feeling. I resonated with it. So seeing her cry, and now that I'm studying psychology and social work, I've yeah, he's all talk now, actually, my dude. I really starting to pick up more on this. I like to say vibe a lot. So with Gabby, seeing her on the police body cam, it really, you could tell her mental state wasn't the best. She was clearly overwhelmed by what was going on. Oh, cool, Anita. It's actually cool. I know when I did criminal justice for a little bit, there was somebody in the military that wanted to become a social worker or some sort with the military in the end. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. But clearly Gabby was overwhelmed. She was unhappy, clearly, and clearly there was more. You could clearly see she was covering up for Brian. Now, clearly you could see she was. So I've been, of course, looking more into what's going on with Gabby. And as right now, as I know, there is a warrant for Brian's arrest regarding his fraudulent. Yeah, okay, Johnny Depp. His name is Depp, Logan.
Johnny Deep.
Logan. And yeah, and Reb is a vet wife. Her wife is a veteran, which I thank her for her service, of course. And there's a warrant for Brian's arrest for fraudulent credit card use. I think, wait, let me see. Let me make sure I'm getting my facts straight here, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and Logan's laughing over there. I didn't know. Whoa, let me get to the chat. I'm sure I spelled that wrong. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure that it goes to that article. Yeah, so there's an arrest warrant. Yeah, you are. You spent all my money. So, there is ABC News, the federal arrest warrant issued for Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito investigation. The federal court in Wyoming issued the arrest warrant for Laundrie regarding his actions following the death of Gabrielle Petito. I'm sure I'm saying her name wrong, but I believe that, I'll get back to the chat here in a minute. I truly believe that Brian's parents know something of what's going on with Brian exactly. Because how can you not know what's going on if your son comes home without his fiance knowing full well that they was taking a road trip, without her coming home, without her who's been living with you as well? How can you not know what is going on? You would basically ask, like, what's up? What's up going on, Brian? What's happening here? Where's Gabby? Brian.
Make fun of Brian.
And you need to do your laundry, kiddo, because you left a massive amount of laundry. That's why your last name is Laundrie. But to me, I guess, I don't know. Every parent is different. I get that. They want to protect their kid at all costs. I get that. Yeah, well, where is currently, where, let's see. I think he currently lives in Colorado, as far as I know right now. And he doesn't live here in Hawaii. He hasn't lived here in Hawaii for the longest of time. So he's not, I don't think he lives here. He doesn't live here. He lives in Colorado. But so as a parent, I would question my own kid. I'm like, what's going on here, you know? He did live in Hawaii, but he does no longer live in Colorado. I mean, he lives in Colorado. Let me see. Yeah, he is back in Colorado for sure. But so he no longer lives in Hawaii. Dog doesn't live here. He's back in Colorado with his kids. Only his daughter, two of his daughters live here. Baby Lisa and Cecily. I'm not sure even if, are they still alive, his parents? Because I am not sure. Dog's parents or Brian's parents? Brian's parents live in Florida. I forget where, Florida. Northport, Florida? Wait, wrong screen I want to share. So this is touching on what Reb said. I will find him. Dog the Bounty Hunters joins the search for Gabby Petito's boyfriend. And here is the video. I'm muted. Here's the video I'm not sure in sound anyway, of Dog at Brian Laundrie's house, his parents' house, knocking on the door. Of course, they don't get to talk to his parents, but nonetheless, he was there at the house, and he's determined to find. Yeah, they live in Northport, Florida. He's determined to. Yeah, so it's pretty. I don't want to say close to Red, but it's in distance of Red, of where they're living in Florida. So here is the latest article that I saw. I think I got a notification for this one, but let's see. Let me share this screen again. Okay, I got this notification earlier that federal agents FBI agents have taken personal items of Brian's for DNA matching. And let's see, and speaking of which, her funeral, I wouldn't call it a funeral per se, but Gabby's memorial service was held over this weekend, and it was an urn displayed there. It wasn't her urn. From what I understand, Gabby's remains is still in Wyoming. She's not in New York or anything like that, but her memorial service was held over this weekend. Her stepfather and father spoke at the funeral. It was live streamed on YouTube. I saw a few minutes of it, but I wasn't able to watch the whole thing. But, and you guys can see in the corner over here, this is a highlight of the live stream, which I probably can pick up on YouTube. So the FBI has taken, this is the first time I'm really going into depth with about this news notification I got earlier about Brian. So the FBI apparently on Sunday took personal items from Brian's house, his parents' house anyway, and are doing DNA match. So I'm assuming that them doing this, yeah, they can't anyway. That's what I kind of figured that out too as well, right? Too, they can't really release her body until they do their proper investigation and everything that they need to do to, in regards of this homicide. It is a homicide, and I know that them taking Brian's personal items and finding DNA samples is actually trying to build their case. That tells me, yeah, I saw a glimpse of it, but I didn't get to watch the whole thing. So it's technically not a funeral per se. It was just a memorial service. So if you hear people say, "Oh yeah, that was Gabby's funeral. That was her actual funeral. That's why they had their urn there." No, it wasn't her funeral. It was just a memorial service for Gabby. That urn was an empty urn representing Gabby. That was just a representation. It wasn't actually Gabby. But like I said, she is still in Wyoming. Her remains are still in Wyoming. The autopsy results and everything with their investigation is still, by all means, I'm sure, is still ongoing investigation. And that tells me that if they took personal items belonging to Brian to use for their ongoing investigation into the homicide for death, that tells me there is something relating to Brian that they picked up already in the autopsy reports or their findings on the initial autopsy done on Gabby when they determined it was a homicide. This is just my standpoint and my understanding of things, so don't take my word for fact. It's just my understanding of things and what I've learned from watching true crime and learning about true crime. But that right there tells me that there's something there that they're finding, you know? Let's see. Let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me play this ad and I'll show you guys the parts where her stepfather and father also talked at the memorial. So let me pause this. Okay, share screen, share sound. And why I'm sharing this is because I feel it's important for you guys to know where her family is coming from, how her parents feel. Because a lot of times when people go through something like this, or their child goes missing, or they end up as a homicide victim, a lot of times the family, their voices aren't often heard. The victim's family aren't often heard. And right now, I know there's people. Okay, well, let's just play this and then, yeah, we'll get to that.
Talk from the hip, but I had to put some points together so I don't kind of detract. what I want to get out there.
I'm not gonna play this whole thing, just bits and pieces of it.
First, I would like to thank everybody for coming out, showing your respect for Gabby. But I don't want you guys to be sad, to be honest with you. Gabby didn't live that way. That wasn't her way. Matter of fact, if you knew Gabby, she was always pretty happy girl. People would gravitate towards her. Her nature was always to smile and treat everybody kind. So she always made people feel welcome. She always made sure that she made time for people. It didn't matter who you were. She always treated people with respect. It really didn't matter. She cared. She genuinely cared, and that's how people would always, would always come up to her and just sit and talk, and it would take forever to get her out of places.
Somebody's doing something.
It really is wild to see, what has happened. Gabby, growing up. I mean,
Okay, I stopped that. I'm not gonna share more than that. You guys can also go and check it out. Oh, I didn't know. But that was her. I covered my camera so you guys could focus more on Gabby. As you guys heard from her dad that, excuse me, about Gabby. You guys heard more about Gabby from his standpoint. Gabby isn't here to use her voice. Her family, of course, has become Gabby's voice. And oftentimes, victims don't have their voices heard. A lot of times their voices are often taken away, especially when something so senseless happens. People don't think about how that person must have felt, how, you know, how much, what really happened behind the scenes. And when it comes to social media, for all of us that are know how things are on social media, a lot of times we end up hiding things and not showing everything that happens behind the scenes. We showcase only what we want to know. And it is sad, Anita. She was only 22 years old. She was still, in my opinion, I mean, I'm 35, but to me, that's still a baby. And in my opinion, she was only 22. She had her life to live. She was on the path of living the life that she dreamt of, which was traveling and doing all these things in her van life, and she wanted to document that journey. She wanted to do it with Brian. But a lot of times, we often project on social media what we want people to know. We don't share every little bit details. Like, I, for one, don't share. I'm going to use me as an example, so hear me out on that. I, for one, share what I want to share, but there's things that I still stand the line of I want to keep private and not want the whole world to know. So I'm sure Gabby was the same way. She did, Anita. She really did. She still had more life to live than what she was able to live. What was actually, she didn't have a choice on stop living. That was given to her. Her death, her homicide was that person's way of saying, no, I'll take your life from you. You don't have a choice on how much you live or how you want to live or how you want to go on doing. Gabby didn't have that choice. And it was taken from her. Yeah, it was really taken from her. 22 and still enjoying life. That was what she wanted to do, to go out and live her van life and, enjoy life. And it's well documented on her Instagrams and her nomadic static YouTube channel of their first video. And it just makes me sad, and it makes me look at, here I am at 35, and I just feel like I'm really truly starting to live my own life. It started like a year ago, a year ago, with being able to travel and with my son, and still finding that pinpoint of, okay, let's do more, let's truly live. And here's Gabby at 22 actually doing that. And until I'm proven wrong, and I'm sure a lot of people will say the same, that Brian did it. He took her life. He didn't give her the ability to live more of her life. And come on now, who in there? I mean, I'll say this a lot. You hear me say this term a lot. Who in their right mind will not only hitchhike, freak out that they wasn't going to Jackson, Wyoming, they was going to Jackson Hole, and then go home without Gabby, say nothing, and suddenly go missing. Especially when her family was trying to get in touch with you and your parents about where's Gabby, you know? Oh, for sure, Anita, for sure. It makes you, I mean, no matter how old you are, it makes me more appreciative of what I have and what life isn't. Life is definitely so short, you know? Somebody was senselessly taken from this world that shouldn't have been taken away. You could clearly tell she was full of life. But then again, we don't know what was really happening behind the scenes besides witnesses saying that, yeah, I saw him grab her by the face. They were arguing. He was aggressively angry at the restaurant where he and Gabby ate at. And I mean, that was clearly already signs. And I believe the deputy, one of the people that was there when the police were called and they captured what happened on body cam, she picked up on the signs. I know it was a lady. I can't remember her position, like if she was like the park ranger or something, but it was a lady. She was there. She was trying to get Gabby to, she already picked up on the signs. You gotta get away from Brian. This is not good for you, not good for him. Especially seeing her like that and breaking down like that, you know? It's just, you knew, I knew, and it just frustrates me, like, they clearly made Gabby to look like the abuser and Brian the victim when it was clear that she was the victim, you know? And he lied to them about not having a phone when he clearly had his phone in his hand and he was looking at it, and she told him make sure he has his phone charger. Like, that pisses me off. It's like, how can you lie about even something like that, and then yet you are lying about it, but you're whipping out your phone, you know? And in that abusive relationship mindset, when you're in that mindset, a lot of times you're scared to get out. You don't want to leave that relationship because you're afraid that they'll hurt you, or your mindset is thinking that, but I love this person. He wouldn't do this to me if he didn't love me, you know? And it's true, that is true. If I can tell you where there's a relationship with a significant other, like in this case, Gabby and Brian, or with maybe a mom or dad who abuse you, you think like, well, I must be doing something wrong, or if they didn't love me, they wouldn't do these things to me, you know? But then again, like with social media, we do share a lot on social media. There's many of us who probably overshare on social media, but also there's times where, like for me, I do keep a lot of things behind the scenes and in private. I'll talk to people privately about, and I wouldn't put it publicly like this. So yeah, love can be blind, and you don't realize, you know, that you're so in love with a person that you don't realize this is what's going on, you know? Um, so that's true. That is true. And it takes a lot for you to get out of that, like, love is blind kind of mindset and concept to actually say, you know what, I need to move on, and this is not right for me, and this is not great, the best of things, you know? So yeah, I get that. That's really true. And a lot of people feel that way. They really do feel that way. So it does take a lot. Okay, email, I get it. I'll check it later. You don't have to interrupt me. Thank you. But, like, for me, it makes me wonder what was really going on behind the scenes that we didn't know. I mean, we did get a glimpse of it at the police body cam, and there is footage that I do want to share. Okay, wait. Let's go to YouTube. So I'm sure there was more behind the scenes that Gabby didn't show, or maybe she was struggling with, that she didn't want everybody to know what was truly going on. So yeah, I get that, because like I said, I still don't share everything. Okay, yeah, welcome to YouTube. Okay, so let me share this, and I'm gonna pinpoint things that I saw in this thing. I know I'm all over the place, but there's so much that I want to talk about, so bear with me. Oh wait, what? That's not the screen I wanted to share. Okay, they found Gabby's van. Well, let's go. Let me show this whole video, then I'll like recap of what I want to say. Okay, let's play this again. Okay, let's go to the beginning here. Why can't you see it? Wait, and let's see if there's a better video of this. Let me stop playing. Let me play. Okay, let's stop sharing. But in that van clip, you'll. Okay, in that clip, you will see that the door was actually open. Yeah, they're not gonna tell you everything. They're not. That's true, Anita. They're actually not gonna tell you everything, and that's one of the things with social media. You don't know everything unless they tell you everything. They're only gonna tell you what they want you to know, and there's many of us who do publicly share our lives with the world, and we put our lives on display. I'm one of them. We vlog, and whatnot, but we don't share everything with you guys. There's things that we've kept hidden. You guys don't know how I make my money, how I earn my income. You don't know how we live. There's things that you guys don't know how much I pay for rent. Those things like that. There's things that you don't share, and there's things behind the scenes with other people behind closed doors that I often don't share about. So there's not everything you guys are gonna know. Let me see, but that clip, I have to find a better clip. There is a clip of that van where the back door was open and you could see her sandals. And somebody was in that van. So I kind of wonder if it was Brian in that van and he saw those people coming and he was going to do something with Gabby's body, and he saw them coming and he hid. He closed the door. So it makes you wonder, and there's people on TikTok, literally TikTok. Exactly, Anita. I agree. Personal life should be kept private. There's things that we can share here on social media, but then there's things in our personal life that should be kept private, so. But with Gabby, when it comes to Gabby, you could tell she was sharing what she did want to share, and like how she truly lived and wanted to live, and you could tell Brian it wasn't the best situation behind the scenes with Brian, so there's more to that story than what we know and what is being let out. We just don't know yet, and it's possibility that Gabby didn't want to share that she wanted to keep it private, because maybe that's not how she wanted to project herself to the world, that she was being abused, or that Brian was really the way he was. I mean, we don't know, because like I said, Gabby's not here to say things for herself, and there's people on TikTok that are like mocking her murder and like it's a trend or something, like a dance trend, like, or a viral hack trend that they want to try with food or something. Gabby isn't a trend. She's a human being. She may have died, but she's still a human being. So how can anybody make her like a trend? I mean, this is about getting justice for Gabby and telling her story. I mean, and then there's people going around, oh, it's the white woman syndrome. What about the rest of us? I cannot speak on why certain cases blow up the way it does, like how Gabby's did, or Gabby's story has, but it just saddens me that there's people out there that do these kind of things, and apparently there's a $20,000 reward or something for finding Brian, and if you find him, you get the $20,000 or whatever. And there's people making TikTok videos about, okay, let's get on the car, let's go find Brian, and they have like kitchen thongs. Exactly, that is true, Anita. There's a lot of things that maybe the family doesn't want us, the public, to know until they have everything together. And the FBI and the police departments, maybe they don't want everything to be known right now until they can get the whole investigation together, the whole case together, and then let it out into the public. And it bothers me that people jump on these things, that they assume things. Oh, let's take this and then we'll make it into something it's not. It's like, you don't know the facts. Like Anita said, that there's probably a lot of things that the family may not want to know, us to know, or the police department. Like, and then there is the factor that this is multiple state lines now. And like, the last known location for both of them was Wyoming when they were together. She was found in Wyoming. Then he went home in Florida. So there's like state lines that are being crossed. So they have to put everything together with each state and the federals, the feds. So there's a lot of things that have to be pieced together. But it's just frustrating. You know what I mean? See, even my hair's frustrated. And like, okay, when I heard that Dog the Bounty Hunter got into this whole thing with finding Brian for justice for Gabby, I'm like, what is he trying to do? Okay, people, I guess because here in Hawaii, we hear more about Dog the Bounty Hunter, and people do talk a lot about what's going on. Dog, okay, I know some of them personally, some of the people that are associated with Dog personally. So that, I'm not going to get into that, but this is my own 2 cents from what I know with interaction with them. I met Dog, I met his I met a whole lot of them. I met Beth, more than once, to be honest. But I think Dog's heart was in the right place to begin with, about wanting to, help criminals, especially with his criminal past. So that's why he got into bounty hunting. But when that show happened for Dog the Bounty Hunter, it got to his head because he blew up into the celebrity status thing and, whatever. And now that the show is not taken away, they're still trying to get into the spotlight of the show and being well known and all that. And for me, when I heard that Dog had gotten into this whole Gabby, let's find Brian mindset, my thing is like, why? Your thing is bounty hunting for bail bonds, not finding a person of interest. He's like, this is just a person. Like, how is that two lines cross? Where your bail bonding business is bail bonding and bounty hunting to get people back in jail because they're violating their parole officers, they're violating their bonds or whatever. I mean, yeah, I get it. You're the Dog, so you think you can find everybody? Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, what are you trying to prove? It's like, are you trying to get back in the good graces of people and get back in the limelight and all this kind of other things after hearing what your daughter said about you or what? But again, it's like, where does he come into all this? Why does he want to do that? And I don't know too much about that and why he wants to get into helping to find Brian, but it's an interesting That's the word I want to use. Like an interesting thing that he wants to do. I mean, by all means, if you want to go and help out, great. Oh, here. See if I can. Oh, shoot. No, I missed it. There was a video about that, but that's just my 2 cents about that. It's like, why? Why do you want to get into it? You know, let the. I mean, you think you can? Maybe he's trying to get after the reward. Maybe that's what it is. I think that's what it is. That dog wants to get the reward of finding Gabby. He wants the 20. I mean, finding Brian. He wants the $20,000. That has to be it. I don't know. I mean, to each his own, right? Let's see. Okay, here. Let me play this video that I found interesting. So let me get here. Okay, then we have to wait for the ad. I'm sorry. I hate that. Okay. Let me share my screen. Watch now, guys, watch. Okay, they're coming up to the van soon enough. Gabby's van. Oh, see, look, right there. Let me pause this. There's Gabby's van right there. And as you can see with the arrow pointing in where it says the door is open, the door is clearly open of the van. Somebody's in that van. So let's keep going, people. Yeah, somebody's in that van. You can clearly see somebody's in that van. See, now watch that door. It's shutting. It just shut. That door just shut. Did you guys see that? That van door just shut. It's no longer wide open. Look. It's closed. How can it be open 1 minute and spotted on camera and it's closed just like that? See, look, there's a flip-flop right there. You guys can't see it, but there's a flip-flop. And that's something that Gabby would have worn. Gabby's flip-flop is right there. As you can see, there's Gabby's flip-flop. And I know, and there's a book I didn't see that before. There's a book and a cell phone right there. Now, whose book and phone is this? Clearly somebody was in that van. So there's that video, and then it was also said that they spotted something in the field that looked like somebody was burying somebody, but yet, how, considering that that door was shutting, you know? Oh yeah, for sure. That is for sure, Anita. The money is the root of all evil, and I kind of think that that's what Dog is doing. That he wants to um get in it for the money and maybe more fame. Who knows? But yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter. You remember Dog the Bounty Hunter?
I get clout by normal means, not current situations.
He's trying to find Brian so he can get the moolah.
Bruh, you have millions of dollars from the 2002.
Yeah, so it's like I kind of figured that's what it is, you know. Excuse me. But I truly believe the money, he's in it for the money. Truly, you know. I mean, that is just my own 2 cents. And I know people are making a big thing about why was Gabby's family still allowing the GoFundMe to fight. It was purposely to help with the search and rescue for Gabby. And then, you know, she was found. So they're like, why are you still making this GoFundMe for Gabby? Well, Gabby's family has, even though they were still raising money, I think they stopped it, that GoFundMe. Yes. I think Dog is trying to get it for the money, to be honest. But, oh wait, I need to turn my computer. But, so yeah, people are still trying to, I think Dog, yeah, for sure Dog is getting that for the money. They want the money. He wants to be well known again, even though it's like, okay, dude, you know what? Do your bail bonding thing, you know? But I know people were making a big thing about the fact that Gabby's family still had that was being run for them, and they did admit that once she was found, they were still gonna take whatever money was being raised, that was already there, and use it towards a foundation. They had 2 other places that they wanted to donate to for in the meantime until they were able. Okay, emails. But I'll be linking this down below in case you guys want to go and check it out. I may personally make a donation too, but when it's going. But Gabby's family has made the Gabby Petito Foundation in the memory of. I like this picture of her, as you guys can see. And then this is her memorial services. It wasn't no funeral. This was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So they clearly state right here, and there's due to the overwhelming outreach, they are establishing the Gabby Petito Foundation. Please come back and visit us as we develop a mission statement. So of course they're still trying to put things together, of course. So this will be linked down in the description down below, the Gabby Petito Foundation, if you guys want to go and check that out. But you know, it's sad. There's like so much that are coming out, and so much that I'm still trying to gather myself and learn about. I've always been the type that's been interested in true crime, and there's other cases that I do want to cover that have fascinated me, if you want to say it that way, and one that I've actually personally been involved in some way, somehow. I wasn't involved personally, but that's the wrong word I want to use, but like had a connection to. Yeah, a connection would be something better than involved. But this is, so I've always been fascinated in true crime, but like I said before, and it was probably talked about in the chat, and most likely talked about in the chat, this is an ongoing investigation on what has happened with Gabby. She clearly was murdered. It's a homicide. A life was taken away from us at only 22 years old. Oh, don't mind me looking down. I'm cleaning my keyboard with this brush. And it was a senseless death. And it was very, what's the word I want to use? Gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching. And like I mentioned before, as a survivor and ongoing domestic abuse in some form, with a history of that myself, this has touched me. And as a person that is currently studying psychology and social work, seeing that, what happened with the body cam footage, really helped me understand what I'm learning even more. I mean, this is a young life that was taken from us. Oh, what are you doing? Thank you. I appreciate my bag. We all need bags in our lives. Okay. Yeah, we had a Walmart delivery, so stay tuned for that in a vlog. I had a Walmart delivery and they came downstairs, so yeah, we'll leave the bag there. Just threw it over there. The bag over there. But this is I don't know. I don't know if I'll be covering more about this here on our channel, but maybe in the future when there's more information out there and it's more, what's the word I want to use, more put together kind of a thing, instead of still trying to learn what's going on, I'll probably cover more about it then, but not for the time being. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if something comes out more that I do want to discuss with all of you, I'll probably do a live stream about it. Let's clean the camera too. But right now, I'm waiting for more answers and learning more about things than what's going on. So there's not much more that I can possibly touch on with all this that hasn't already been said, But R. Kelly has, yeah, of course I am gonna start. And this is the and more part. So yeah, I got the notification about R. Kelly this morning that he's finally been convicted for his charges. He's finally gonna be able to see Bubba and spend time with Bubba. So that's in that world of celebrity news. So, okay, what else can I touch on? So yeah, this for me, I want to do more live streams with, of course, Logan, of course, when he wants to partake. But I want to like change things up on these live streams, like talking about more cases like this, and just like vlogs in real life. You know, I mean, I have realized. Let's see what else is in the news that we can talk about, or you guys want to talk about. You can talk about it. Feel free to say anything for those of you who are watching. Okay, okay, yeah, R. Kelly. Okay, Meghan Markle. That's another thing I want to talk about. Meghan Markle. It's like, who is she? You know what I mean? Like, what is she? I kind of think she was the reason why Harry left the royal family. I think if it wasn't for her, he probably wouldn't have left. Oh, okay, never mind. I was confused by the TV. But, there's so much of this. I don't know. It's just, it's overwhelming what the news keep coming out. It's like, what's next? What are we gonna find out next? How is all this gonna come to be and play out? I just can't think about what's that. I'm exaggerating. That's what I want to do for my channel, to kind of change. Yeah, me too. I mean, when we started this channel, Anita, it was primarily vlogs. It's like showing our life here in Hawaii and what we do. Our goal to begin with this channel, it was primarily vlogs, like I said, and showing. My goal was to show what is life like here in Hawaii that is not just Waikiki or tourist spots, or how a glimpse of two people do in Hawaii, what we do. I mean, it's not always paradise here, and that's another topic that maybe I can, like, it's not paradise. I think paradise has been lost a long time ago with things here in Hawaii. But now as Logan got older, our lives have changed, especially within the last year with the whole pandemic and whatnot, and the ongoing pandemic. The vlogs have kind of slumped, so it's a lot of like last year was kind of changed up a little bit, because we did travel. We did go to California, so that really sparked let's do more travel vlogs, or more vlogs like that, like a travel thing, we did like hotel room tours, apartment tour in California. So that really kind of started a change of things for us, I would say. But now that we're here in Hawaii, things have kind of slumped. So like, in terms of like, well, it's pretty boring, we do stay home. A lot of times we are home, we don't go out because of financial reasons. We don't go out too much to where like before, so it's like, if I do live streams now, and it's like I want to like change it up, especially with like this whole Gabby thing, and knowing that we can talk about things like this and talk about a variety of topics. It's like, what else can we do here? I mean, true, like, I don't want to like everything just be true crime or everything just be vlogs. I want a variety of content on our channel, and be able to share it with you guys and talk about it, and especially things that may have hit home, kind of a thing. Like for me, this has hit home with Gabby and whatnot. So there is two other cases that I do want to touch on and talk about in the future that happened in the past, that, one of them being the similarities that people are pinpointing out about Gabby and Chris Watts. Well, Brian and Chris Watts, I do, Anita. I actually do have a Facebook. Let me go to my name on Facebook is, here, I'll put it in the chat so that way you can copy it or whatever. That's my name on Facebook. There's a picture of me doing or something like I'm going or something, I'm making a face, but that's my name on Facebook. Grace Medeiros, if you guys want to like find me on there. One of the cases that I do want to talk about true crime is Chris Watts, because there's similarities between Chris Watts and Brian Laundrie in terms of looks. So they're saying like it's a copy of that. So that is something I want to like dive more into. Another thing that I do want to also talk about is Scott Peterson and Lacey Peterson. I know that one happened in 2022, no, 2002. It happened in the early 2000s or something like that. But that one I do have a connection with. I personally wrote to Scott and he wrote back, so and I have it still with me. Um, so that's something I want to talk about maybe in the future, and you know, so get that out there and see where that goes. You know, see how long have I been live for here? Okay, exactly 1 hour. I didn't want to stay on for too long because I do need to go and start making lunch. I have like other things that I need to do around the apartment and whatnot. So thank you guys for coming in and chatting with me, and thank you for everybody who has been here. And Anita, I appreciate you being here and talking with me as well about this and all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. And you know, for me, I'll say it again, you know, a lot of times people don't have the ability to use their voice for whatever the reason. Their right to use their voice have been taken away, and in Gabby's case, her voice has been taken away, and her life has been tragically cut short by somebody, and I'll say it's somebody close to her. And there's a lot of things that I'm sure that's going down on that sheesh. It's a big sheesh moment, you know? Like, sheesh, Brian, did you really have to cut her life out like that? How dare you? Sheesh.
I'm so down about this.
I mean, it's just something that's like, my goodness gracious me. Sheesh to you, though. I'm going to sheesh you. Sheesh you over there. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. But Gabby's voice was taken away from her, and I hope that people who are really with a good heart, you know, what's the pic on? Let me turn off my background so that way I can show my picture. Wait, let me see. Let me go to Facebook so you guys can see my picture. I'll show it on the screen. I'll share it. I'm going, Neil. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. There's me. Okay. Wait. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let me share screen. Here's my ugly mug. There it is. You guys get to see how ugly I look like. And me being a goofball. But that's me right there, as you can see, you know. It is that's my mug. My mug is good. My mug shut. No, I'm showing. No, stop sharing screen. Close that out. Sign me out. But that's how my pic look like. Hopefully you got to see that, Anita. Wait, are you friends with? Oh wait.
Hey, when are we taking a vacation to Amur?
Maybe never.
Why?
Cause I don't want to go.
Oh, how dare you! Everybody loves the far east of Russia.
How did you know? How would you know?
From experience.
From experience? Experience these? You're welcome, Anita. So hopefully you got the yacht. Say hi to Anita. Did you kiss the Anita?
No.
Did you just kiss the camera? So with that, I'm gonna end this live stream. Oh, you know what? Let's put the focus on Gabby. Let's do it this way. Let's put the focus on Gabby. What the heck? I'm getting all kinds of notes. Aw, you're cute. But there's Logan kissing the camera. But anyways, with that, I'm gonna end this live stream. Thank you for everybody who has come in, who has spent time with me today talking about Gabby and getting to know more updates. I would love to know Gabby more as a person and everything that has happened, but I appreciate all of you being here, and yeah, with that, on the live stream. Take care, everybody.